up, everybody? Welcome to the Miss the Bus Podcast Weekly Show, episode 21. I'm one of your hosts, Matt Austin, joined today by Tyler McCaffrey, Bailey Pissarro, and second time on the show, Angelo Aldave.
You said Bailey's name wrong.
What did I say? Pissarro.
Passaro.
You can say it Pissarro.
No, I mean, that's not how it works.
You could just
It
say
definitely is.
B-Pass.
People come from different places, different origins. They can say
That is
different
true.
things.
I guess.
I don't think you should be
guess.
correcting me, ma'am.
On my own name.
On your own name.
Should I say it in a Spanish accent?
Yeah, try that.
Bailey Pasaro.
Yeah, I like that too.
Okay.
I like all of them.
That
except for
sounds
the-
more than what it is than to what Matt said.
What did I say? Pissarro?
Everyone pretty much says it like that.
Yeah.
But when I say my own name, I say...
You say
You know what? It
Passaro?
honestly doesn't matter.
I'm going to go ask your
Wait,
family
wait,
what
wait,
it
wait,
You
wait.
can, they'll
I just-
say
I just-
Passaro.
My mind just blew.
Oh, it blew.
Are you meant to be in this podcast? Because miss the bus?
Pass the bus?
B-Pass? Bus Pass?
Whoa.
I don't really.
The connections
I
are
honestly,
there.
I couldn't
followed
really
you
follow.
the whole way
I-
through that.
I couldn't really
I was
follow
not...
it.
I'm not upset about it.
Jesus.
So here we are.
Anyway, before we get into everything, if you like what we do, you can find us on iTunes. Please subscribe, rate, leave 5 stars. Google Play, we're on there. Stitcher, SoundCloud, YouTube, not Spotify. That's okay. We don't give a fuck, man. And on social media, you can find us on Twitter at MissTheBusPod, Facebook MissTheBus, Instagram MissTheBusPod. People are continuing to say really great things.
Right, and also Metapod.
Menopause.
Caterpie.
A little menopause joke for you.
Was that a menopause joke?
That was a Pokemon joke.
Oh.
I'm like,
I've never played Pokemon.
oh, man.
So I
That's a
don't know.
recurring theme here. Where me and Angela talk about stupid Pokemon nonsense,
Good.
and everyone's like,
And
huh?
then we think you're talking about menopause.
Yeah.
So.
To the uninitiated. All right. As I said, this is the weekly show on Miss the Bus. We are not your premium source of video game, television, and movie news, but gosh dang it, we're going to try to be anyway. I don't have any originality in me today. I'm sorry, people. We're going to start off the show, as we do, with the big topics. We start off the news with the big meat first. This is part of the show, menopause pill. I'm getting the screen, the visual.
That's Metapod.
Oh, okay. Never mind. We start off the news with the big meat first. This is the part of the show where the four of us bring a big story from the week to the table to rant, rave, howl, or debate. Angelo, you got thrown into this at the last second, and you get Omar's topic because Omar is out of town today on a well-needed vacation.
Yeah.
Actually, he probably didn't need it, but he took it anyway. I'm just kidding. He needed it. Angelo, read what Omar put on here.
Just me.
And read it as Omar would read it.
Hi, guys.
Oh, man. Come on.
DC Universe is launching on September 15th.
Ooh.
AKA, hey, Batman Day. Hashtag. Open quotes.
That's
Or open parentheses.
Let's
my
include the
bad.
quote.
Hopes and dreams for this launch and the future of the DCEU? Question mark. Close parentheses.
Why are we still referring to this as the DCEU? What's it called now?
The Dark Universe.
No, I don't
Okay,
care. I don't
it's
care
not.
about the streaming service.
You don't care about
No,
it?
what did they call it though? Seriously?
We talked about it in an
Worlds
episode
of
not that
DC.
long ago.
Worlds,
That's what it was.
Jesus.
The Worlds of DC.
Worlds of DC.
All right, so
No one's gonna call it that.
no one will call it that. All right, so it's launching September 15th. That's in about 2 weeks as of today, something like that. 2 weeks in a day. Tyler, you say you don't care about it anymore. Why not?
I don't know until they give me something that I'm actually going to be riveted over.
Like
I don't really
what?
care.
They
I
got
mean,
that.
I love the Batman
animated-
animated series, but I can literally just go on a cartoon website and just watch it for free.
No, they got that animated Harley Quinn.
They sure do.
Series.
I mean,
coming
I'm
out.
sure
There
those.
you go.
I'm sure like all their animated movies are good. So I'm sure eventually when they keep, I mean, they put like 2 or 3 of those out every year, and I'm sure those will go on there. So that's cool. But it's like I could literally just find it on the internet somewhere else and watch. I just don't.
Yeah.
I don't feel the need to pay for it.
Right,
Like,
I
and,
hear you.
and like I love all that kind of shit, but like I don't know.
What about their landmark fucking show, Titans? You don't expect
looks
to be
very
riveted
bad.
by that?
Oh, they just came out with all the images for that
They
too.
do. We're going to be getting to that in a little bit. Okay, so
I want to care.
I did too.
I'm not saying I don't want
Well,
to.
I remember we were talking about it on the show a few probably months ago now when they first started saying that there was also going to be comic content on here too and stuff like that. It was like, oh, this could be a really good deal because I think it's what, like $7.99, $8.99. something like that.
Is it?
Again, we've talked about this before, and we forget.
I
we
just
forget
want
our
someone I know to make an
words.
account, and then just everyone can share it.
Yeah.
I guess maybe for someone who like is really into
DC.
like really, and like comics also.
Yeah,
That's the thing.
because
Yeah,
that's
I
the
just
thing.
don't-
If
I
you're
don't
paying
keep
less
up
than
enough with
$10 to be able to read
comics.
comics and
Sure.
watch Harley Quinn all the time, I mean,
Jesus.
there are people out there that really do.
I mean, I
enjoy
know one
things
fan
like
of
that,
Harley
that I know.
Quinn.
I know a big fan of Harley Quinn, and I'm sure she'll be subscribing to it from day one.
The thing is, I just there probably eventually will be a lot of cool stuff on there. I feel like just like for the first year, there probably won't
Right.
be. So.
For anyone who doesn't know, Bailey
Alright.
really likes Harley Quinn.
Favorite character, favorite.
I'm not even
She's
gonna.
speechless.
I can't even finish this.
She
sentence.
said literally every
You know what?
good thing
we'll
she
just,
could say
we'll
about
just
Harley
go
Quinn.
back to the whole topic of the streaming service.
Oh, you have something to say?
I support it because everything else is turning into streaming services at this point. So it was only a matter of time before DC did it, but I don't know.
Well, it's here, basically.
I honestly didn't even realize it was coming out that
Me
soon.
neither. That's
I
cool.
feel like I
think
haven't heard
my
much
biggest
else about
takeaway
it.
from this entire story, Omar, is that I didn't realize it was coming out in 2 weeks.
I have a
so I'm
question.
glad.
Hopefully
that I knew.
he's right, and we just didn't even look before to double check.
Is there any way I could service my stream?
What would you mean by that?
All right, next topic.
No, what would you mean by service your stream? Are you just saying a big word you read on the internet?
Explain what you meant.
My urination.
Urinate. Okay, we do need to move on now. All right, Bailey's got the next big
Yeah,
topic.
because that bleeds into DC too, anyway. But
Does it?
Piss?
Well, what? No, I'm not. Well, I mean, I guess it just depends. But no, they announced. So everybody knew that, like, earlier this week it was
This
stated,
happened really fast.
Yeah, it was
Really,
stated
really
that
fast.
Alec Baldwin was going to be playing Bruce Wayne's dad in the Joker movie with Joaquin Phoenix, and then I think almost a day or two after, he went to Twitter and said, well, I'll just read it. He said, "Let me state for the record that I have not been hired to play a role in Todd Phillips' Joker, as some Donald Trump..." Wait.
Mancure.
Mancure.
Either way, he said he was not going to be playing it because they were saying that he was supposed to be playing like a
Donald
character
Trump
like
type.
Donald
Like an
Trump.
80s Trump.
Yeah,
version of
pretty much
Thomas
just like
Wayne.
an asshole businessman. That's what they were saying they wanted him to play as, and then
Right.
he said like it's not happening. And then he said something about how there's 25 other guys that could probably play the role. And I just think there's already so much that could go wrong with these movies.
Angelo, for the record, pointed at himself. I think he'd be a great
you're gonna
Thomas
be
Wayne.
you're gonna be Batman's dad.
Martha.
80s Donald Trump.
Oh.
Which is technically Batman's dad in this situation.
Can you do them both?
Are there
Yes.
interpretations
Why
of
do you
Batman's
take
dad
so
as an
long to
asshole?
talk?
Also, why are you whispering every time you lean in as close as you can to the mic and then you whisper?
I like to build the suspense.
There is no
Okay.
suspense though, because they can't see that you're leaning to the mic.
Are you speaking for everybody in this world?
You know
That's
what?
true.
I'm not. I'm sorry. I
Write
take
in,
it back. Whoa.
MrBusspod@gmail.com.
I take it back.
and let us know if the suspense was built for you.
Was Batman's dad ever known as like an asshole?
No, I
Well,
don't
no,
think.
that's why I was
Not
confused
really.
by that.
Yeah.
That's why it was strange.
Like, the
when I
type
was
of-
reading about it, I was like, is Alec Baldwin that like sucked into his fucking SNL Donald Trump whatever?
Skit?
Yeah, that he
Well, he
like has
becomes
to
so much
incorporate
like
that
that's-
into all of his characters.
Right. Well, he's become that character. It's almost like people can't see him playing anything
And it just
else.
be like, oh, here's an excuse where you can like channel some of that. I was like, okay.
I just don't really get why it was announced in the first place.
Wasn't his like didn't when he was asked about it, and it may have been a separate interview than the one you just read, but wasn't he just like, I'm not doing that anymore? I kept reading that as like the headline is that he was just like Alec Baldwin says like, I'm not doing that anymore.
Yeah.
Like,
It's pretty
what's-
much the same thing.
But like, it just seems like something happened, right?
it was apparently it was scheduling issues.
Okay.
So, but it just it's
Because that
weird.
movie starts filming like in the next few weeks, I think, or
Yeah,
a few days. Like it's
I
really,
think-
really soon.
I think I'm just confused with the fact that it was announced and then like a day
next
later.
day, yeah. The
It
next
just
day,
doesn't
it was
make
like,
any
no,
sense.
he's not in
Did
it.
he not realize the scheduling issues the day before?
Also,
it makes no sense to
it
me.
broke, and then he was like, "Wait, I can't fucking
I
do
feel
that
like it's
movie."
all just for publicity at
And
this
why
point.
is Thomas Wayne in the Joker movie?
I did hear. See,
We haven't
start-
even really talked about that.
Right,
But like, why?
You're right, and so then it's like we're turning this into again the fucking Gotham TV show,
Yeah.
where it was like cram everybody into the show that has anything to do with Batman, even though it doesn't make sense.
It was the
you know what
city
I mean?
of villains, though.
It was the city of villains, and then it was the fucking rise of.
No, it was the rise of villains. It was the city of. I don't fucking.
The only
City
way
of-
I feel like
City
it
of
would even
Darkness
make
or
sense
something.
is if they just had
That's fucking stupid.
They were all stupid. I'm sorry
If
if
they
you
just
liked.
had Alec Baldwin
Gotham.
as like a cameo, I guess for like a small part with
It's just weird.
It's just
like
weird.
why
Weird.
else
It
would there
doesn't make
even
sense.
Well, it
be
connects
it?
Joker way much to Batman in the case that
Which
like he
I-
just knew fucking
Right.
Thomas Wayne.
Which I don't like at all. I like the Joker.
Unless
showing
Thomas
up and
Wayne has to do with like some type of like company that like
I guess-
you know what I mean? I don't know.
I guess theoretically, Thomas Wayne was like such a big part of Gotham and most
Yeah.
Batman lore that I guess it would make sense for him to be and have some type of part in it.
It could be literally like nothing.
Yeah.
Like it could be like the smallest.
I
thing.
just think like just if he's gonna be in it, like there's no point to show the fucking alleyway scene and all that stuff.
they would. I don't think they would do
It's
that.
like if he really is just being like businessman Trump-esque Thomas Wayne, then okay, because that's what Thomas Wayne
Yeah.
would have been at that point in the 80s.
I guess I'd
I mean, whoever killed like Bruce Wayne's parents could have been working for the Joker.
Right,
back
but
in
do
the day.
But
here's
that
my,
brings it
here's my
all the way
question for you,
back.
Angelo. Do you like things being tied in at that level when
Well,
it
I
comes to the
just-
Joker? Also, the Joker is not, from what I understand in this movie, he's not going to be like the crime lord maniac. Like this is his origins when he's.
I
Like
just feel like when it comes to like how Batman became Batman,
Mhm.
I think it's good enough that they show his parents being killed, and
Right.
then he's like, "Oh,
I
hey,
for-
I'm Batman now."
the thing is though, the 1989 Batman already ties it to Joker completely. So
Does this take place in the same?
no, but I was just saying they've already done it before.
Oh, right.
It'd be the same
Yeah,
thing.
right.
I just don't want it to.
I agree, but Angelo does, and his opinion matters just as much as the rest of them.
All I'm saying is they need to
Hoorah!
tread lightly with
They do.
all of this Joker shit. It makes me upset, honestly, because I'm tired of hearing like all this iffy news about stuff, and then they're like, "Oh, just kidding, not gonna happen." And then it's the same with Batman.
I would be lying if I wasn't.
And now Ben
slightly
Affleck's
excited.
in freaking rehab again, so we don't know what's gonna happen with all that.
Ben Affleck, Batman.
Yeah, he went to rehab for alcohol.
No,
Affleck?
not Affleck.
No,
Um,
Affleck.
But I don't know.
Batfleck.
It's frustrating. DC's been so frustrating the past couple years, so it's
Mm.
not really surprising. But
Maybe
I
that-
want to be surprised with this movie. I want it to be really good.
The Joker movie could be good just because it's not tied to anything. So
yeah,
who knows?
but I just whatever. I mean, if anything, I guess this is like kind of good news because they announced it and then they took it away. So hopefully they don't have. Maybe Thomas Wayne's not going to be involved at all at this point, which would be awesome. So
Maybe it'll blow every single one of our hopes and dreams out of the water.
I guess we'll find out soon.
We will find out soonish. All right, I'm gonna roll on to mine now. Which, if you have not watched the Cyberpunk 2077 gameplay, go do it. Go do it.
So cool.
Because this game, and granted, so E3 was a few months ago now, and this was everybody's what's it called? Game of the show.
Yeah.
Like so many people were just like, this stole E3. This game looks incredible. Everything. Unfortunately for all of us. Low lifers out there like us and most of the people listening to this show, you didn't get to go to E3, and so all we really got was it's still really cool, but like CGI type trailer that they showed at the end of Microsoft's conference. I think that was like their last big thing, and it looked really cool. But again, you didn't get to see any gameplay, and you're just like, wow, this looks really cool. But what is this game actually going to look like? And we got little like bits and details. Like I think we already knew it was going to be a first person shooter, and we knew everything, but we didn't get to see it. And so now they finally released, it's like a 48-minute gameplay
Kinda walk
demo
through.
that, from what I understand, is what they were showing as like the behind closed doors at E3 that most of like the gaming industry got to see and what they were so impressed by. So now we get to watch it on YouTube. It's there. Again, it's 48 minutes, but it is so cool looking. It's like you can finally see why everybody was so overwhelmed and like taken in by this game, right? Because there's so much in it that, like, it doesn't just look like a first-person shooter. It looks like this very immersive world. Like, every single part of this world is like a breathing thing that's just, there's so much going on. That was my
Yeah.
biggest takeaway from it, is like, like when you're just walking through, like, at one point it's like an underground, like, gym-looking thing, and there's just, like, people boxing in there. There's people,
Yeah.
like, lifting weight. There's, like, all kinds of different stuff going on. And, like, once you're actually, like, oh my god, when you're in the actual outside of the city,
This-
and there's just
walking
many
through the
fucking
city
people, and you
and,
see all the
like-
buildings and the advertisements and everything, it's just like this world, like, you could literally get lost in this world. Like, that's what everybody means
Yeah.
by this, right? It looks really cool. I see online that there are a lot of people complaining that the game is a first-person shooter. They say they don't like the first-person aspect ratio, and I don't understand
Why?
if that's because if the character customization is supposed to be very robust and you don't get to see your character. But we've all played games like that already. You know what I mean? Like that's never been like a new.
I'm sure you can go
issue.
into third-person mode.
I don't
right?
think you can switch to third person mode, and I think from what I've read is that they're standing by that.
Oh.
Like there might be parts of the game, like there's one part where you finally get into a vehicle, and the first time you're in the vehicle in the gameplay demo, it's a first person type thing, and it looks really cool. But then you get back into that same car towards the end, and it's third person, and I think that's probably more like what you'll get to do. And that's just more like what gaming is, right? Like normally when you get into a car vehicle in a game, you're driving in third person. Because it's too fucking hard to act like you're really driving the car. But yeah, I think that I was just reading something that they said they're looking into ways to make it.
Because if you can customize your character and stuff, shouldn't there be a way to be able to see what your
Yeah,
character
but
looks like?
Well,
I'm
they
assuming
show
there's gonna
whenever-
be like a photo mode, and there'll
Well,
be like different things.
There's that
There's
part when
cutscenes too, probably. Like
they have like somebody's doing like surgery or something on the
Oh,
person
God.
you're following, and you
Right.
kind of see her. I don't remember how.
well.
Oh, they took her. They took like her
Well,
eye
when you
out
sit
or
down,
something.
yeah, that was so cool because the very beginning of it
So
too.
you see it. You see her.
Right. The beginning of it too, like there's no HUD really or anything, and then you get to the point that's obviously gonna happen in the game where you sit down and this guy like installs something in your fucking eye, and it's like then
Yeah.
your HUD shows up.
It's really
and everything. But yeah, I mean, you're gonna see your character and there's stuff like that. It's just I don't know. I think it's just weird when we know that this game has been in development for so long that people on the internet are going to jump into something like, cool, but I don't like the first person. Can we get that changed? What do we have to do about that?
Right.
Like, you really want to wait an extra 4 years then?
Beggars
What do
can't
you
be
think?
choosy, you know.
Yeah, that's right.
It's also, if it's as big as like The Witcher 3 was, then it's going to take a long time to
right,
make it.
for sure. So yeah, I mean, I think I'm just really excited that we all finally got to see some of this now. You know what I mean? Like, it's been a long time coming, at least since E3, and so many of us have been like, "What is this? Why is everybody so excited?" Like, I feel the hype, but I want to see it.
And
so
that's
now I
the
get to see
thing,
it.
when people were coming out of like seeing all of that, they were like so blown away. And so the fact that we
Just made it.
never knew when we were going to be able to
Right.
see anything, and that's what was so frustrating
Right.
about it.
Why do you think they waited?
I don't know. I definitely
Because it's not like it was that long ago, you know?
yeah. I guess
2 months.
Yeah, maybe they're just doing. It was probably planned in the sense that like they had the hype already at E3, and they didn't really lose any over the fact that we couldn't see it. Right? I mean, everybody.
Yeah.
We heard from all the games industry that it was so good,
I'm
and
also
so that
waiting.
made us hype. What's that?
I'm also waiting.
You're also waiting for what?
Waiting for the world to change.
Oh, okay.
Well, you know, there are
why?
big arguments out there as to like, why do we even really need E3? You know?
Yeah.
Because you can just announce shit whenever.
And a lot
But
of games and
E3 is really just for the hype.
That's what it is.
You know?
It's something for the whole games industry to rally behind once a year too. I mean, I would hate if they got rid of E3.
Oh, I mean, yeah, me
That'd be
too.
awful. And E3 is only getting bigger, even though people say like, "Why do we need it?" And E3 is definitely changing.
It's just fun.
It's like now
think
that it's
it's
open
gonna
to the
be
public and
E4
everything.
next year?
They probably
No.
will one day change it to E4, and I expect by the time you're an old man, it'll be
Jeez,
E5.
Angela's just on another level right now with these. Gotta say,
you're a little raspy
comments,
today,
you're
man.
a little-
What do you mean,
A little raspy. Just take like a hint of like a
You
grit.
think so? Like, boy,
Turn into Kratos.
Climb up that rock.
I don't think he ever says that.
when I grow
Just
up, I
talk
wanna
like
be
Kratos
like
for the rest of
Oh.
the
I didn't put this on.
episode.
Oh wait,
New
never
Game
mind.
Plus,
No. We've talked about that.
bonus content.
We can't talk about it because Bailey hasn't played God of War, and I don't want to ruin this for her. But did y'all never mind. We'll talk about this after. Really cool explanation if you played God of War about the glowing surfaces in the game that were the one everything you interact with. There's a really cool explanation about something about that we'll talk about later because it's very spoilery. So
What are you
just,
talking about?
I can go and
No,
I can go fix a drink real quick while
Nah,
y'all
it's
do
okay.
it.
I don't know
That's
what
okay.
I don't know what you're talking
yeah,
about.
you don't need to know. It's okay. You effectively hijacked my big topic, but that's okay. I'm done. Tyler,
What was your high topic?
my hot topic?
Hot topic.
It was Cyberpunk. We just did it for like 10 minutes.
The gameplay.
I didn't hijack it.
It's okay.
Within underworld. All right, Tyler, go ahead.
All right, yeah, so mine's some Fortnite shenanigans, because why not, you know? So this comes from Kotaku. Fortnite's Mystery Cube now emits a low gravity field and glows pink. Fortnite's mysterious cube, which many believe, I know, right? believe
big
heralds
pink
the first
cube.
tease for Season 6 of the game, has been one of the game's more bizarre aspects since its arrival late last week. Attacking it might cause runes to appear or blast the player back, dealing massive damage. Bouncing on it restores shields, it can deflect bullets, and slowly moves around the map. Suffice to say, it's pretty strange. Now it's changing once again. So now, basically, the cube has a big gravity field around it. People think it's hinting at something for season 6 because it's kind of like, it looks like a big dome.
And how many weeks do we have to go until
Like
season 6?
3, I think.
It looks like a dome.
It's starting to look like a dome.
See, with the field around it.
Oh,
Fucking
shoot.
shapes for you, man. We go from cube square to fucking dome.
Yeah, because I played a little bit last week, and when I found it, because I hadn't even even read about it much,
Right.
because I just been playing off and on. So when I found it, I was just kind of like, what the fuck? And then like you jump on it and you get like a little bit of shield,
Right.
but it's very odd.
It is. It's definitely very odd. So, what is your guess as to what if okay? Let's say
I don't know. So what was last season? It was superhero stuff. This season
this
was,
Worlds Collide, right?
but isn't it like wormholes and shit? Because like
Well,
pretty much.
right. That's it, right? Worlds collide, so it's like
Yeah,
different realms
things come-
whatever,
yeah.
come in, whatever. Knock off God of War shit.
I don't know. It seems like they're just keep trying to go with this futuristic stuff. So
Take a guess. What would the cube? What's this
I
cube
have no
be?
clue.
You gotta take a guess. You gotta take a
Space
guess.
Arena.
No, it's not your turn yet. Stupid.
Okay,
Forget what
sorry.
you heard.
Is it always in the same spot?
The cube? I think it's moved.
Oh, it moves?
Yeah.
Oh, I have no fucking clue. I don't know. Maybe there'll be like, maybe there will be some type of futuristic dome, but it's always in a different spot on the map.
Uh-huh.
I don't know.
True.
I
Bailey,
have
what do
no
you think?
idea.
I say it's going to turn into this entire like Tron arena.
Ooh,
I
light.
like that.
So it's gonna be light bike.
Yeah.
Light cycles.
Light cycles.
You got that going everywhere. It's like dark the whole time in the
Can
game.
you imagine? Fortnite, you're already dealing with all those assholes, and then you also got to deal with the fucking light.
I wish they
trails
would just
behind
make
you.
another
How cool
map.
would that look, though?
I would love if they made more of like a sci-fi type map.
Yeah.
Because they edit the map, obviously. Like
Yeah.
we have a desert now, but I don't want a desert. I don't want an oasis. I want something in space.
I don't know. Maybe just if they had more
Oasis.
than...
Maybe it's going to be like Ready Player One.
Ooh.
Maybe if they had more
Ready
than one
Player One
map,
joke
though,
for
maybe
you.
it would just be too much to keep up with.
Yeah, it probably would.
I don't know.
I mean, literally everybody was begging for one in PUBG, and then when they finally released the second map, it was just nothing but complaints.
What's
Like-
wrong with it?
Well, I just remember when they came out with the second map, there was something to do with like the hills. It just broke vehicles basically in the sense that like you couldn't really go up and down them without. I don't know. I don't really play PUBG much anymore, but it had something to do. I think you just took damage, or they couldn't run on it, and I
Right.
think there were just a lot of problems. I think they've ironed out some of that now, but I guess Fortnite's got such a good thing going for it. They don't want to really mess with that yet. But who knows? Maybe we're at the heels of them actually introducing another map, which would be awesome. What'd you say? You wanted Space Arena, Angela?
I thought it could be a space arena.
A Space Arena.
And when people
did
go
the-
in, maybe it's like a tournament kind of thing.
That
So
would be
you've
cool.
got the 100 people fighting to death, and then in the tournament you have what, maybe like 10?
Could
10,
be.
5v5, or 1v1 rounds?
Maybe.
Rounds, maybe.
Maybe. I don't know.
What if they have no fucking idea and they're like, let's just put this big cube on the map and see what people
Let's follow
think?
where it goes.
Very possible.
Maybe that's what they did, and they're just getting suggestions for what people.
That's
think
probably.
they are.
I think people do that a lot with games and movies. Like I feel like they'll just put information out there and just see how people react,
And then just almost roll with it.
Yeah, I think
it seems
so.
like in Fortnite.
I think that's what they did off topic. I think that's what they kind of did with Snoke in Force Awakens. I feel like they were like, let's just put this guy in here and see what people like want.
like let's and see what people say, and
Yeah.
then just still. Throw
even
them for
though
a
it
loop.
didn't really matter, but
Right.
you know what I mean.
No,
like,
no, I get what you're saying.
Like I mean, on like the size of him, because he was just a big
Oh,
like
yeah,
hologram,
yeah. Right.
And like
The giraffe.
yeah, because JJ made it seem like he was gonna be this like
fucking
big,
huge
yeah, like a huge
monster.
character, and like in the Last Jedi, he's just like, I mean, he's big, but
Yeah.
he's not like
He's
gigantic.
regular.
Yeah,
He's like human size, basically.
I think he's a little bit bigger,
he's still bigger. Yeah, he's a big dude. Big
like
ski-
Omar size.
Yeah.
About.
Shout out to Omar.
Shout out
Shout
to
out.
Omar. R.I.P.
We
Omar.
miss you, buddy. Angela's
He's
not doing
coming
such a
back.
good job.
He's not
right
dead.
Um,
But I mean, yeah, that was more. The Fortnite stuff was more just interesting.
yeah.
I had a vision.
I'll tell you what I hope it is.
What's that?
Like the fucking monolith from 2001.
That's.
But for Fortnite.
But that's what I was thinking whenever y'all were talking
get
about
some monkeys
how you
around
could
it.
touch it.
Start like.
Yeah.
"Whoa,
That was that's what I was thinking though.
It
Like
makes
if you go
sounds,
up
too.
and you
Kind of like
It does? throw in the muse.
Little muse joke for it. We gotta stop. Nobody understands any of this. All right,
was thinking that,
that was
though.
our big topics for the week. We're gonna jump into some movie extras now. Just kind of go down the list with some other kind of exciting things that have been happening this week. Let's see. There was a Holmes and Watson poster. That's the one starring Will Ferrell and John C. Reilly. And I don't know. Are we excited about this?
Okay.
I don't know much about it.
So this is
I
where
didn't know
I'm
this
at
was
with
happening.
it.
I saw the
so
poster and I was
the
like, oh.
poster literally says "homies" on it, and
There you go. That drops.
I'll
my
tell you what,
excitement.
I love Sherlock Holmes. I
Mm-hmm.
have watched as much content as I can involving that, and I've read as much as I can with it. And
Yeah.
so seeing it, I like initially was kind of annoyed because I was just thinking how like this is just going to be kind of ruined.
Just eat 'em, man.
Eat it. Just eat it.
Quit being a little bitch about it. Just
He's eating these little baby dumbbells
And he
or
won't
something.
tell anybody what they are.
It's from Peru,
Oh,
Definitely not.
Brazil.
there we go.
Either way,
right.
I'm excited about it now though because I keep thinking of it being like Step Brothers, but them in English accents. I think it's just gonna be kind of ridiculous. So
It
I'm
should
not.
be.
I don't think it's gonna be like amazing, but I think it'll be funny.
I guess I didn't
Hopefully
think
they're
about
really
that.
funny.
It'll be them together
I think
again.
that's what the
So
That's a big
the
sell
poster's
on it.
funny though, so go look at it if you haven't seen it.
Next up on here, The Rock is going to be starring in Big Trouble in Little China remake.
Yep.
Per IGN.
I don't know too much about this.
Well,
but
he also tweeted he was like, "It's not a remake. I am a new character. I'm not playing
Okay.
the same character as Kurt Russell."
There you go.
It's not, but it's still I think the same
So maybe
concept.
okay. So maybe sort of a reboot.
That
Yeah.
I don't know. That is kind of cool.
It's a
I
weird
mean-
type of reboot, I guess.
I mean, yeah, because that's like a cult classic of a movie. It's just ridiculous, but it's like it's all like I grew up with it because my parents
never
and
seen
my
it.
siblings loved it because it's in such an '80s movie. But it's good.
Is it good? I'll have to
Yeah,
watch it.
it's ridiculous, but yeah.
That's actually I might as well talk about it now. That's actually my honorable mention.
No,
because
it's not. Zzz.
Okay, I'll wait.
Everybody forget everything you just heard. It's not honorable mention time yet, Bailey.
I know, but we were already talking about it, so I felt like I might as well. All
This is why
right.
you're just a passara.
I like to just
me.
I just like to throw things. Wow.
Hey, next up,
Hey, you know beep.
Snap Wexley is gonna be back in Star Wars Episode 9. Tyler, how do you feel, man?
We knew this. He's the guy that plays him is J.J. Abrams, like one of his best bros. He's in all of his like stuff. So why not?
Did they play
it makes the
Fortnite
most
together?
sense.
Also, like, because I know a lot of the Resistance members are dead or whatever from The Last Jedi, but in the Poe Dameron comic, I actually read a good bit of the Poe Dameron comics when they first started coming out. I read, like, I don't know, probably 5 or 6 issues. They're pretty far into it now. But Snap and all of Poe's friends are all the main characters, pretty much, and Poe, too. But in that comic run, Snap Wexley and a lot of the other crewmates they were on a separate mission during The Last Jedi, so they are still alive. So
Right.
we already kind of knew that. So it's cool that he's coming back.
There you go.
I'm cool with that.
Can't wait. Matt Smith from Doctor Who and The Crown is also joined. Oh, is this also of Star Wars?
Yeah.
Okay. That's right. I was reading about that. So a little bit more Star Wars 9.
Yeah, he's one of the, I don't know, more famous guys from Doctor Who.
He's got a
Gotcha.
really
He's got a very particular face. I know
his
what you're
jaw.
gonna say. Yeah.
It's like very square.
You would probably, if you Googled him, you would know who he is. Because I've
Matt
seen him.
Smith
I've
or
seen
the
him
other
on
guy?
Matt Smith. Because I've seen him just on like promotional images. Because I don't watch Doctor Who, but I knew who he was.
Matt Smith.
He's a very, very. Is he British? I'm guessing. He looks very British.
Yeah, he is.
My
Well,
guess
I'm
on
saying
everybody's
that,
just going to
but-
be Australian. For some reason, my internet is not loading anything that has to do with Matt Smith.
Well, just imagine a square jaw.
box-jawed man. Okay.
A square jaw.
Yeah, I know him.
Okay, cool.
I don't.
No, you don't.
Quentin Tarantino has cast his Charles Manson for the what's the fucking movie called? Hollywood
Once upon a
Horror
time
Nights
in
in
Nope.
Hamilton.
Once upon a time
Once
in
Upon a Time in
Hollywood.
Hollywood. It is Damon Harriman, which I believe is in the movies Justified and Incorporated, which I've
Yeah,
never
he's
seen either of
not.
those.
He's not like in a bunch of
No,
stuff.
but if
he
you look
looks
at him,
exactly
he looks
like
like
him.
a slightly older or slightly more weird looking Charles Manson.
Yeah, he's like more of a peculiar face.
Yeah,
if that makes sense.
but he's got those eyes.
Yeah, the
And
dead
he's,
ones?
And he's got you're right, the dead, evil, murderous eyes.
How excited were you when you saw this?
I was very excited because for a part of me was starting to think that there wasn't really even gonna. I don't know. I still don't really know what this movie's gonna focus on, but I think it's.
I don't think anybody does.
I think if Charles Manson's being cast, like if they're casting a Charles Manson, I think there's going to be a heavy dose of this movie that's got to do with those two nights, and it's. I'm just ready to see.
I
how
think
this
it's gonna have
plays out.
flashbacks of it.
Okay, so you think it takes place after that happens?
I think it does. Even though I'm pretty sure they said it takes place during, but I don't know if it's like during the trial or during like right before
Right.
it happens. I have no idea.
For the
But
record, again, I feel like I need to clear this up every time I say it. I don't worship Charles Manson.
I think this
I
movie's
do
gonna
not-
be fucked up. I don't know
I've always
why.
been very interested, very fucked up,
Well,
evil
anything
person
with
who
cults-
deserved everything that happened to him and much
I love
worse.
cults.
But yeah,
Yeah.
it was just
it's just so interesting
And
to
also
look
the
into.
Colts.
also the Colts. Yes,
You know,
the
the-
Colts. Andrew Luck back.
The football
He's
team.
coming
Haley
back.
can't wait.
He's
he is
coming
back.
back.
They say he looks really good right now.
I know.
We'll see what
Maybe
happens.
they'll get their quarterback.
Oh, there we
Ooh.
go. That was a good one. I like that.
Wile E. Coyote is getting his own movie. It's gonna be called Coyote versus Acme. This came from Cinema Blend.
I love that.
I do too.
Meep.
Beep, beep. I don't know how much Roadrunner is going to be in it though.
Damn, they should make.
It
why?
says that I think the synopsis of the movie is basically
there
that
can't be a Coyote without the.
I'm sure Roadrunner will be in it, but I think the main point of this is that like he's been using Acme products to like try to catch Roadrunner for so long
to clear up his skin.
Right now, the fact that wow, now that they've like literally they always backfire on him, so now he's literally like fuck the Roadrunner. I'm turning my angst towards Acme, and now it's
I kind of get where Coyote's coming from.
me
like a
too.
law-
I was getting fucking blown up every time.
I think it's kind
of
of great.
like a lawsuit kind
because
of
know those like rocket launchers and fucking Acme boxes aren't cheap. He's probably dropping a lot of money on
I
that
mean-
shit. So if they every single time
He's
they
been
don't
living
work.
a rough life, so
What if they're just a
I mean,
sponsor
fucking
and they give them?
reconstruct it 100 times. Yeah, maybe they do sponsor Wile E. Coyote. We really want you to catch the Roadrunner, man. We're gonna keep giving you dynamite. Blade might be coming to the MCU, and it might be sooner rather than later, according to Wesley Snipes. I started hearing
This
people
is
talk
cool.
about this recently, and now I hear more and more that it might actually happen.
I mean, he is Blade, so that'd be cool.
I mean,
Yeah.
I think this
You
is
know?
super cool. I
He
think
is
it
the
would be
face of
awesome.
Blade.
Well, yeah.
Plays him, so he-
Right. More like a single blade, not a double
That's
blade.
true, not a
Not
double-edged.
double edge.
What about Blade Trinity?
Yeah, what do you think
You
of
know?
that?
I don't know what you're talking about.
That's the third one. The third
Is
Blade
it?
is Blade Trinity. Yeah,
I just know Blade 1, 2, and
starring
3.
Ryan Reynolds.
It's not Wesley Presley.
No, he's in it. No. Ryan Reynolds is in it too. You goof.
Good old Wesley Press, you know. I think this is super cool. I wish he would be a part of the MCU.
It'll
Is
be
he
cool if it
originally
happens.
from there?
Well, Blade's Marvel.
right? But
But
so-
it's never. It was made a while
way
ago.
before the
like
MCU.
a while,
Right,
while
so
Like
we're
ago.
early 2000s.
Oh, okay, because I don't remember there being like the Marvel logo.
No. This was
Okay.
made like a really long
Like
time ago.
back
so.
when like vampires were a thing.
back when they were when
Well,
vampires were
actually,
walking around
this
the
is like
streets, we
the
had those
first-
big vampire
Is
problems.
that
These-
why there's none today?
Because the movie came out.
Blade,
Yes.
Yeah,
we
he
are
killed them all.
He killed them all.
vampire free. This
Thank
was
you, Blade.
actually
Blade, true story.
Thank
the
you, Wesley.
this was actually the first movies that were made that like turned vampires into like it turned it into more of an action thing than just like these creepy people
Like
that like
fucking
lurk
hiding behind
around. Like
trees
it's
and
like
fucking
the
burning.
first time. Yeah. Like I don't know. It makes it kind of cool.
Also, Wesley, if you're hearing this,
Yeah.
we would love to have you on the show.
I do agree with Angelo.
Get your tax stuff figured
I have
out
heard
first,
that
though.
Wesley Snipes listens to Miss the Bus every now and then. So.
I think he has my phone number actually.
Okay. Do you want to give it out in case he?
Why are you
lost
telling him
it?
on here then?
Yeah, 504.
Okay,
Yeah.
don't give out your
Let's
Fuck
do
real.
it.
you.
I thought you were legit about to give out your real phone number.
Some adjusted release dates for you from Paramount. Sonic the Hedgehog film is now slated for November 8th, 2019.
Is it like live action or
It's a mix
animated?
from what I've heard. It's a mixture. What does that mean? Who the fuck knows? I hope nobody's dressed up as
Some
fucking
hedgehog
Sonic.
monsters.
What's James Marsden? Is he Sonic? Did that actually happen?
No,
No.
he's not playing.
Oh
Sonic.
no! That was what people wanted. It's what's his face from Parks and
Schwartz.
Rec,
Ben
right?
Schwartz,
yeah,
yeah.
I hope it's just like a large.
Tell you what,
mutant
he looks
hedgehog.
like Sonic. Maybe they could just
Paint him
paint
blue?
him blue because his hair looks like the fucking
Oh,
hedgehog.
that sounds
hair.
like a nightmare.
That does. Hopefully they use some good CGI or something. I don't know. Quiet Play. Jesus! A Quiet Place sequel is coming out May 15th, 2020.
A quieter place.
John
They probably
Krasinski's
will
doing the
call it a
script,
quieter
by the way.
place. Okay, but he won't be in it for reasons that we only do not know because we saw the movie. Top Gun sequel or Top Gun Maverick is moved from July 12th, 2019 to July 26th, 2020. We had talked about how that got pushed back a few weeks ago, right? So now there's a date.
Yeah.
Did we talk about that? Got
I
pushed
think we
back?
did.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
That and the people
Oh,
that
no.
We
No, it
talked about the
wasn't.
people that were added to the cast.
It was Indiana Jones that we talked about that got pushed back.
The golden.
Yeah, because
Skull.
I'm pretty sure this was the
Golden
first time
Stone.
that they said Top Gun was gonna get that got pushed
Yeah,
back.
I think you're right.
Because all we saw for it was like a poster and
Right.
like who's in it.
So that's a pretty big.
It's a year.
Yeah. I wonder what that means.
Is that it?
I think they
No,
just have a lot
there's
of
more.
movies on the play. They're just moving
I'm
them
just
also
around.
thinking,
the
deep in
cast they
thought.
have for Top Gun. It's like.
They gotta
Like
get 'em
all
all.
of them are super busy,
Right, so
so,
they gotta
I
get 'em
feel
all.
like it's probably hard to get them to film.
To film. Hey, so you got to film now.
Do your freaking job, and then they're like,
You
"No,
think
they-
I have
You
too
think they
much
just
money
act
and I
like
don't need
us,
to
like
listen."
babies on, like they're just like, let's go film. They're like, no.
Oh, yeah, I thought you were going to say this. They're like, "Wah." And then
It's finally like,
and then they
no,
get
Tom
money
Cruise, you gotta stop
thrown at
playing your
them.
Nintendo Switch. Put it down. You gotta go film now.
you think like Tom Cruise walks on the set and people just throw money at him?
Yeah.
Because I feel like that's what
No.
happens. They like
Yeah.
put a big old sack of gold coins on his chair and they're like, "There you go, Tom. Do something for us." That's what I picture at least.
Oh man. Terminator 2 sequel is also gonna be November 15th, 2019.
It only got pushed
Remake?
back a week,
Yeah.
or it got pushed up a week. One of those. Like
Okay.
it's still coming out in the same month it was supposed to.
Thank God. I was
They
so
just,
worried.
they just moved everything around.
And what did they do with that? They're just everything that after Terminator.
It's a
2,
sequel. It's a sequel to 2.
Right. So everything after 2 is just being retconned, basically.
Yeah, Terminator 3, Terminator Salvation, and Terminator
Genesis.
are not canon.
Oh, okay.
Or they're
Gotcha.
not in this.
As of now,
in
they
this-
were
in
they
this
were
world.
canon before.
I mean,
this.
I guess they're canon, but they're not canon in this sequel that's
I
coming
gotcha.
out. You know what I mean?
Interesting. Edgar Wright may do James Bond 25. Is there anything to this? Did they what had the story come out?
He's just on the list.
Oh, the
People
short
they would
list
get
for
to
who's
do it.
doing
I
it.
don't think he would do it because I think that's way too big for him to do.
Mm-hmm.
When does he ever do giant movies like that? I
Really?
could never. I mean, it'd be cool. He does have a cool style.
Tell you what, I know it's not happening. Christopher Nolan still hasn't said what his next movie is.
There's always a
Normally
first
you
He
time.
know by
hasn't,
now.
and that's very interesting.
Because
to me.
normally you know. Because right after Interstellar, it was like 2 weeks before it was like Dunkirk.
Really, was
Yeah.
it that soon?
Well, yeah, it was very short after where he was like, "I'm doing a World War II movie."
Because Dunkirk came out a year over a year ago now,
Yeah,
so
It's just
it is
weird.
very weird.
And I know he basically like pushed that film because he finally had like a pretty big Oscar contender on his hands.
How many years does he wait between movies? Because the Interstellar was what
They normally come out
2014?
every 2 years. Like that's normally what it is, 2.5 years.
So he waited like 3 or 4 for Dunkirk, right?
Yeah, Dunkirk seemed like the longest because you got to think in between the Dark Knight movies, the Batman movies, he always threw a movie.
Well, movie
there.
in between.
Yeah,
Because it Begins, The Prestige, The Dark Knight, Inception,
Inception, yeah,
and then
Interception.
and then Rises. I know. I want to know what he's doing next because
I do. It makes me nervous. Not that I think for a second.
no,
he
I
would be
think
making
Dunkirk
anything
probably
soon.
just took a lot out of him.
He
kind
definitely
he
said
made
that.
it seem like it. So
That's why I said he couldn't watch the fucking post, not the post.
Darkest
the
Hour.
Gary Oldman one. He's like, I'm sure it's a good movie, but I can't. look at
Honestly, I'll tell
anything
you
to
what,
do
it
with
complements
World
his
War II.
movie very well.
Really?
Yeah.
Same universe. I mean, it's, real.
about
based on
it's
history.
about Churchill, so yeah,
Yeah.
kind of.
We're gonna move on to TV news. True Detective season 3. A lot of wild roller coaster news coming out here because we just found out that it finished filming. Then we got a trailer.
Yeah.
Then we found out this comes out in January.
Right.
So really, really soon. I think I don't remember when the second season came out, but I know the first season of True Detective way back in 2014 or 13, whatever it was. Like that was in January. So I like that. I think January feels like True Detective.
Season
Yes.
two,
to me.
season
I
2
love
was in the
that.
summer times, but it was like a year later
Yeah.
of like whenever.
Right, it came out not long.
I'd rather
after.
it be
So
in
we
January.
we have a pretty big like since 2. It's been a long time. The trailer looks cool. It's hard to tell because the season 2 trailer looked really, really good, and I obviously don't hate season 2, but obviously it was a letdown. So you can't really go off the trailer for True Detective. I think.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's a good idea. This trailer was just focusing on one character.
Me too.
So
I'll tell you what, it looks weird though.
It does look weird.
as long as that'd be better though if it's
too.
weird.
I
That's-
mean,
that's
that's,
what-
what worked so well with the first
Right,
season.
and then season 2 when they like grounded into this fucking like political story.
and then, well, there's just too many characters.
There are way too many. Have they
So-
said how many? Like, I guess I don't even remember who else is in season 3.
The guy that plays Ray Fisher, who plays Cyborg, I know he's in it. I don't know how big of a role it is, but he's in it.
Well,
I'm sure they've announced other people besides Ray
right.
Fisher and
But I
Mahershala
guess
Ali.
I think he's the lead though.
Who?
Fucking Muhammad Ali.
Mahershala Ali. Yes, he is the lead. And it seems like it's in
Cottonmouth.
three
and,
different time periods.
What's his face from House of Cards?
He's also in the Hunger
Remy.
Games.
No, he's not. He is.
He is. He's
When?
he's in the last 2.
oh, yeah.
He's in a lot of stuff. He's in The Place Beyond the Pines. He's in. I literally watch movies all the time, and he just pops up.
He was
in
in
them.
Moonlight,
He
too.
won an Academy Award from Moonlight.
No. I don't know his.
He was.
I know
he
him
was
for all the wrong.
He
things.
was very good in Moonlight and Place Beyond the Pines.
No, I love him as Remy.
Oh, me too. Loved him. Game of Thrones season 8. The first teaser was revealed by HBO. I tell you what.
Not a teaser.
It's not.
You gotta watch just the HBO, just whatever, where they show all their shows, and then you get a quick
then-
shot of Jon Snow.
And all it
standing
just
on a
says is
mountain.
coming soon, and it's Jon Snow like slowly walking up a mountain.
Yeah.
like to a cliff.
I guess it's the last season and it's the very first thing we've seen from it.
So that's
people
why
are
it's
like-
just everybody like freak. I remember reading that and thinking, oh my god, they're already showing a teaser. That's awesome. And then I saw it and I was very disappointed. But everybody was freaking out about it because it was the first thing you'd even seen from
Right.
it. So
Disney has talked a little bit more about their new streaming service. It was rumored when this came out that they had basically said the name was going to be called Disney Play. Then they came out and said that's not the official name, it's the working name. It could still end up being the name, but nothing's set in stone. I definitely read people online giving it some flack for being called Disney Play, just saying it was like a not like that good of a name. I don't know. I think that if it's called Disney Play, I think that's fine.
Do you think we're
I
gonna
don't really
be able
think
to
it
watch?
matters.
Yeah.
I don't think it matters
Steamboat
because it's
Willie?
also more directed at kids.
Right.
Wait,
So
what?
why does it matter?
I don't
Why are
know.
these adults complaining that it's Disney Play?
I don't know.
Your kids are gonna be watching it, you fucks.
I don't know.
Why are you whispering, Angela?
You know what I
Just
mean,
say
though?
what
I
you're
hope
trying to
nobody can
say.
hear you on the when we edit this and play it back. I hope there's just moments of silence when you talk. No, I agree, Todd. I think it's one of those things where it's like when people complain about the stuff that has no relevance to them anymore.
It's a streaming name.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, let it be called what it's going to be called. Mr. Robot, they have officially come out and said that it will be ending after season 4. I think we talked that it was rumored.
Yeah, it was rumored and now it's official.
happening. I'll be sad to see it go. Everybody at this table that watches it will be sad to see it go.
Yes.
But shorter shows end up being the better ones.
Oh, I think it's
I
going to be
agree.
amazing.
And as long as what's his name?
Rami Malek?
Yeah, no, the dude that Sam Ismail.
Oh,
is the
yeah.
guy who wrote it. As long as this is all like in his cards, like this is what he wanted, then again,
And that's
all for
what
it.
apparently-
I don't think there can. I know the first season had probably the best like rate. Like that's when people were really into it, and I think
Yeah.
viewership has fallen off. But it's a fucking USA show. I don't think that like it's probably still one of their flagship shows.
Yeah.
I don't think they're canceling it. I think it's just it's gearing
it's
up.
stories
We're
ending
going to be getting the
kind
ending
of
of the
thing.
show.
It's exciting though because in a year we'll know how it ends.
Yeah.
You know?
which
So.
is great, but at the same time,
Hopefully, I
That's
think
where
they
I-
haven't even started filming it yet.
Well,
or
you know what I
anything,
mean,
so-
though.
Right,
like
right,
within the next
Right.
foreseeable future.
Right.
You know?
I'm glad it's ending because it needs to, but I'm still sad.
Agreed. New photos from Titans, the hit DC streaming show, DC Play.
DC play.
New photos from Titans have surfaced of Starfire, Raven, and Beast Boy. Omar put on here thoughts ? He's still not impressed. Since Omar's not here, I feel like we should answer his question to honor him.
No, I'm not
What are your
impressed.
thoughts? I'm not impressed either. I don't think there's much I can see from this now.
I just hate the way the characters look
besides them
besides
canceling
Robin.
it and redoing everything.
Yeah, starting from scratch.
Starting
That's
from
pretty
scratch.
much.
I don't like the costume design in it. I have no problem with any of the actual casting. Just to clear things up, I just think if it looked better, then I would
Yeah, they
have a
don't
better
look
impression of it. I
cool.
just think like the costume design and then everything I saw in the trailer, I didn't like. So
I just don't get who allowed for them
right.
to look like that.
I just think like they're like whoever. Yeah, right. The overseeing of this, I just don't think was done right. Or they just, and it's not even that. It's again, we were just talking about like how people talking when they don't, when it's not relating to them. Like maybe it really is aimed at people that just like those CW shows and they're gonna like it. I don't know. But I think everybody sitting at this table, just with how much we liked Teen Titans, was hoping the show would just be a little bit more aimed at us. And I guess if it's not, then whatever. Well, hey, I don't lose any sleep over it.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's like I don't really care that much, but I feel like
The
I'm
first
just
night
not
I
gonna.
did, 'cause
I'm
I
not
was
gonna
like,
watch it honestly.
Fuck Batman? How can you be like that, Robin?
It's more just a bummer.
Yeah, agreed. And Jack Ryan debuts on Amazon Prime today, Friday. Today is out Sunday, Omar. I don't know why you would put this on here. I'm just kidding. We're going to talk about Jack Ryan in a little bit, actually. I'm going to go a little bit faster with this because we still have video game news to talk about. There's been a lot of stuff. So we're just going to go down the list. The Mysterious Cube and no, Tyler already talked about that. So ignore everything I just said in the last 3 seconds. The September PS Plus games were announced. Destiny 2 headlines that. It's a pretty big deal. It's actually already free. Like they already put it up a few days ago that you could grab it. The God of War 3 is also on the list. So 2 really big games that you can grab for free if you're a PS Plus subscriber.
Yeah, I mean, I just played God of War 3, but it's on PS3, but it's still
Right, so-
it's a good game, so that's
Yeah.
cool.
I'm probably gonna like try to play it. I don't know if I'm gonna enjoy it.
I would
Having
honestly
only played God, like the newest God of War.
Besides the new one,
Yeah.
3 is the best.
Okay.
For me.
Really? You don't think it's?
I
thought I always heard
I
God
feel
of War
like there's
3.
a lot more like boss fights in it.
That's all it is.
That's
a
what I
literal
like.
boss fight?
That's what I like.
Really?
Pretty much, yeah.
Oh well, we'll see. There have been complaints. Thank you, Internet, for just being the way you are. There have been complaints that Spider-Man's graphics have been downgraded. The main culprit
The puddle
is the puddle. The scene they showed in that warehouse type thing, probably about 2 years ago, and there were puddles everywhere, and now there's just one puddle off to the right.
This is so stupid.
And we are not being given what we were promised, apparently,
I wanted a lake
which was many puddles.
We want more
in that
puddles.
warehouse. I need a
Insomniac has
lake.
come out and said the graphics were not downgraded. There are plenty of parts in the game that have more puddles than this.
Let me tell you something. Have people never played an Insomniac game before? Their games are fucking gorgeous.
I also-
Everything they've ever done from the PlayStation 1 until now has looked amazing.
Right, and here's my thing.
Why would people even doubt
It
or
is a
care about
known
those?
thing that footage shown at E3 and at different things, normally they even put the disclaimer like this is not the final product, it may change. But also, say that they did downgrade the graphics. They did it so that the fucking game would run, right?
Yeah.
I mean, so you don't, not everybody notices like frame rate stuff, but I guarantee you if they took the puddles out, it was because you would have gotten in that room and you would have dropped from 30 frames to 10 frames and they were like, this isn't worth it. You know what I mean? Like, the game is, they designed it so that it'll work. So, you know, it's whatever. I think the story is more funny than anything else.
I think it's just the internet being the internet.
That's exactly
you know?
what it is. So thank you, Internet. We already talked about Cyberpunk. Pete Hines says that he has only grouped up once in Fallout 76.
Oh,
the rest
Pete.
of the game he's played solo.
Pete, you dog.
I guess this comes out because there has been. I feel like Fallout 76 is kind of just fallen by the wayside. You know, it's not getting the attention because there's a lot of other stuff coming out. I think as it gets closer to the game coming out, it'll be fine. But definitely, it being a different type of Fallout game, there has been people that probably are not paying as
I
much
think
attention.
people are just kind of on their toes.
Right, they're just like, what am I
what's it gonna
getting?
Be like?
So there are a lot of, I mean, I think everybody here is going to be kind of open to playing this game multiplayer, but there are people out there that are like, I want Fallout to be a single player thing. So this just comes out as being like, as we've said before, you can play this single player. It works.
I'm torn between the two because I Fallout's like one of my favorite series, so I love the solo stuff. But if I'm cool with multiplayer stuff if it's good.
Right. And I think my best way of looking at this is we normally don't get another. I guess New Vegas came out not that long after 3, but like as far as main Fallout games coming out, you don't get one. You don't get them often, right? Fallout 4 came out like 2 or 3 years ago, but like it wouldn't be time for a new one anyway.
We got
So
Fallout Shelter.
Yes, you will get Shelter and other things like that. And now we're getting this. So you just got to look at it as like we're getting this. This isn't the next Fallout. Like there is going to be a Fallout 5 type thing. There's going to be something else down the line, right?
Oh, sure.
So this is something extra. This is them wanting to try something, and it may be for you and it may not. And we'll see when it comes out. But
Yeah, it's a New Vegas situation. It's just
Right.
it's another Fallout game that a lot of people are really gonna love.
Right.
A lot of people I know think New Vegas is the best.
yeah,
so
that's
go
what I
figure.
always hear too. So I don't know. And if you can play it single player, so I feel like it'll be fine. Let's wait and see. There's a game called Pray for the Gods that was shown off at PAX this week, and as someone, I love Shadow of the Colossus. This game looks exactly like Shadow of the Colossus. I don't know for better or worse. It looks like a clone of that game. Just the way the characters run, the way you're fighting these giant fucking furry towering beasts.
Oh, they're furry too.
They are furry. They
They're,
have hair on
are
them.
they mossy?
Yeah, they're mossy. You climb with the moss on them. And just the fact that the one that they showed literally looks like the 4th or 5th Colossus that you fight in the game. I don't know. It'll be interesting. If this is done more as like an homage to Shadow of the Colossus, then that's
Yeah,
cool.
that's cool.
I don't think they're like copywriting, infringing the game. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I think it's just... they're just coming out with something that looks kind of like it. So I didn't even know this was coming out, and I was honestly more than anything I was excited about it. I was like, oh shit, because I love Shadow of the
More.
Colossus. Yeah, more for me. To keep on going through here, Call of Duty mod. Oh, Call of
Duty Modern Warfare 2.
Okay. COD Mod 2, backwards compatible on Xbox One. So basically, Tyler was talking about this before we started recording, actually. But so Xbox made Modern Warfare 2 backwards compatible, and then you say you get all your progress and everything.
I mean, yeah, that's how like backwards compatible games work. I'm pretty sure with Xbox. Like
Right.
if you have your save file or your data like on the cloud or whatever, you can. I'm assuming you should be able to just transfer everything you had in Modern Warfare
Right.
2 onto your Xbox
Which is
One,
cool.
which is really cool because I mean, that's my favorite Call of Duty, and I had so much shit unlocked on it. So it's like if I ever got the urge
Well, I
to
was
want
gonna
to
say,
play
do
it
you
again,
have this? Do you have the itch now, or are you gonna go back and play it?
I mean, it's a great game. It's a really fun game. I mean, I don't know if I will, but it's
Yeah.
cool that I know that I'll have the option forever.
Hey, sign up
So,
for that Xbox One. We didn't put that on here. Fuck. Sign up for that monthly Xbox One subscription.
That is a really good deal.
It really is. We don't have it on here to talk about, but basically, if you do get that, you pay it like I think for the One S, it might be like 20 something a month over the course of 2 years. But you get Live and Xbox Game Pass. And basically, by the
Yeah.
time the 2 years end, you come out on top.
I think
like
that's a
as
good
if you
deal.
had bought the Xbox One and
I think it's-
done that for 2 years.
I think it's a good deal because I think a lot of people don't get Xbox Ones because they say the famous quote of "I don't want to spend the money on that."
Right, well, now
But it's
you
like,
have
well,
access.
now it's kind of affordable. You know,
Oh, for sure.
If you
it's
wanna
really
play those
smart on
exclusives.
Microsoft's part to get people into that
Yeah.
ecosystem at this late in the generation. So I think that's really cool. Spider-Man, they've revealed that there will be DLC coming extremely soon. In October, I believe they've got the first DLC pack. So some people upset about that. Some people really excited.
there's going to be one every month. It's October,
Yeah.
November, December.
So I'm really excited for that. I think I'm gonna love Spider-Man, and I think I'm not one of those people that's like, oh fuck, why are they already saying DLC? Why didn't they just put that in the game?
Yeah.
I think DLC normally feels disconnected from the main story,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like almost more than anything. Sometimes it's like a creative choice. Like this would have interrupted the flow of the story, so it's gonna be something that you get to play later, and we're gonna make some extra money on it because we're selling you this great game, and you know what I mean. It's just like I'm fine with giving them extra money if the DLC is good. So. You don't have to buy the DLC, people,
But like you can.
but you can. They revealed another special edition of Smash Ultimate that includes a Pro controller that looks really cool. Not my favorite, but
I
pretty
like
cool.
it, but
But yeah,
it could be better. I agree.
Yeah, a little bit better.
But I do like it.
But it looks cool, and there's just another kind of Ultimate Edition that you can get of Smash Ultimate. That a lot of people are gonna
Steelbook.
Steelbook lovers out there, like
Myself.
boy.
You know, the Steelbook is cool, but I like the game art so much. I kind of just want a
I
regular
agree.
copy.
I agree,
So,
too.
I want my game to be made out of steel.
The thing is with
Really,
You want the game to be made out of steel?
right?
like, do you want it so bad to the point where if they said like, yeah, it's gonna be made out of steel, but this isn't gonna fucking work, you can't put this in your Switch.
You
still
just
want
have
it?
a game of steel.
Instead of like it being like a plastic cartridge,
You just want it
it's
steel.
like steel, but like all the internals are.
I wonder what the creative choice at Nintendo was for not doing that. Maybe they didn't want to spend like $150 to make video games at this point in their life. And there is an Anthem demo February. Tyler, what's this mean? Anthem
February
demo February
1st.
1st?
yeah, February 1st.
What's that mean?
There's a demo coming out for Anthem on February 1st. Yeah. Like they're releasing a gameplay demo that you can download and play on your
Okay.
PlayStation or
thank
Xbox
you.
or device.
I'm not always smart, you know.
I guess I don't know. I put Feb first though.
I guess I was
that's
thinking
just
in my head how they just released the Anthem.
in my mind.
stuff.
I know. I
Like
just
they
shortened-
more gameplay, like a
Yeah.
gameplay demo, and then I was looking at February 1st. What? Okay, so yeah, there's gonna be one that we can play because the game comes out in February, right? It comes out on that
Yeah,
same
like the
day as
22nd or
Crackdown
something.
and something else.
It's-
That day
it's-
that
it's a- yeah, the
whole
22nd, I
gaming
think.
world's just gonna break.
Yeah, it's like all
Well,
in
what's
February.
really gonna happen?
It's
is one of
that.
those games
It's that
will
game
sell and the rest of
Metro,
them
whatever,
won't.
comes out the
yeah.
same day.
Exodus, or is that one already out?
I don't know.
First Light, First Night.
I think it's Exodus.
What star will you bring tonight?
Nice. Yeah, exactly.
All right, and then for our final extras, not unrelated to what we normally talk about, but shout out to my boy Aaron Rodgers for being the highest paid football player now. He's making so much money. I think he's making
Man.
about $400,000 a day. So
Making a lot
Must
of
be
money.
nice.
must
Looking
be
like a cowboy
nice.
now. It's weird, but cool.
That's right. I dig it. Although, you know, last year before the season started, he had a mustache too, and he shaved it off. So
Yeah, I think he just likes to,
He just likes to
have
do
fun
that.
with it.
Yeah. It's like, get
Making
ready.
what 400,000 a day? Yeah, you can do whatever
he
you
can do
want.
whatever he wants. And Eminem dropped a surprise album called Kamikaze. The last song on that album is titled Venom and is confirmed for the movie. Tyler listened to that album and said it's better than the Eminem album from last year?
I mean, it's certainly better. 'cause
Certainly better.
like I said, I was saying to you, like hating on Eminem has definitely become a thing. But yeah, I mean, his last album was deservedly so very, very, very bad. So yeah, I mean, this is better, but I mean, it still has a lot of the stuff on there that I don't really like care for too much. But I mean,
What if?
you take what you get.
What if so he titled the song Venom, and they were like, "Oh, so what movie is this going to be for?" And he's like, "Goosebumps 2."
It's a weird way to end the album too. It's the last song on there, and it's a soundtrack song, so it's kind of odd. But it's I mean, I'm sure it's gonna be a song that literally just plays in the credits. You know?
Did that joke come to you and you were just
It was
like,
the first
I
thing
gotta get it out?
You know, I'm not a fan of Eminem. I respect him as like being an OG and like a really good rapper, but I just
That's
don't
what.
listen
Okay,
to his
we're not going to talk about this long, but that's what everyone says, and it's like, just say you don't like him. I'm sorry. Like
I always say,
I get that he's
it's not my
paved
thing,
the way
though.
for other rappers, but at the same time, like if you you respect him, yeah, but you
I
don't
can't,
really.
I
listen
can't say
to
I don't
him.
like him because I haven't taken the time to listen to his
Exactly.
stuff.
I like his first 3 albums, and
But,
I'll leave
like,
it at that.
I understand that he's a good rapper. He's just not my kind of music.
Yeah, no, I get that. I'm just saying, like,
It's just not the same anymore. That's all.
here I am. I'm saying it. I'm not a fan of him.
Yeah.
You heard it here first. Bailey
I'm
hates
sorry,
Eminem.
Okay,
Mama.
well,
If you
I
listen
don't
to the
hate
show,
Eminem.
Eminem's your favorite artist, and he's inspired you to do great things.
I'm so sorry, and I respect your
Bailey
opinion.
is shitting
8
on.
Mile though,
I
great film.
respect your
Right.
opinion,
Great
but I
film.
also just don't. Whatever.
Can
I'm
you
not a
Show
say-
fan
Bailey
of
some
him.
Twitter hate.
Just say I'm sorry,
Bring it
Mama.
on.
I mean, lots of people don't like Eminem. Like it is like
what's your handle at B
No.
at pass the dough. Dough spelled DOE, like a dough bird.
For anyone that's listening, just hashtag I'm sorry, Mama.
I never meant to hurt you.
Oh, the song. I get it now.
Anyway, that's it for our news. We're gonna jump into our honorable mentions for the end of the show.
Would it be okay if I went first?
It is. So that
Okay.
Tyler's a fantasy football draft to go to. Tyler, who will you be drafting?
I'm pick 5, so
And who are you gonna be
I don't
picking?
know.
They're not going to hear this, so just say who you're going to pick first, because they
Tell
won't hear
us.
it right
I'm
now.
pick 5, so maybe if Kamara's available, maybe
Yeah.
I'd do it.
Would if Kamara's gone?
I don't know. I haven't really looked at it. I'm
Just
kind of gonna wing it.
hypothetical. If Kamara's gone and you're just staring down Saquon Barkley and Antonio Brown, who do you go? Do you get a running back?
I was about to say, why wouldn't you do Antonio Brown?
Because most people would
Yeah,
go Brown.
I think I think I would do Antonio Brown.
This is honorable mentions. This is part of the show where we each talk about something or some things that we've been watching, playing, listening, reading, touching, and beyond, and tell you how we feel about them. Tyler is gonna go first, so we can get the fuck out of here. What do you?
Yeah, a few days ago I went and saw the Happy Time Murders. Very interesting movie. If you've ever seen any of the trailers for it, you know it's a puppet and it's a
That
it's
like
a ses-
ejaculates all over the.
everywhere.
yeah, it's a Sesame Street like vulgar movie. It's a comedy, but it's also like a mystery, I guess. I don't know. The world is kind of cool, and the main puppet character is cool. I think the movie would work better if it was just a drama and didn't have all this like comedy, because the comedy kind of
That's
feels
what you were saying when you were talking the other day. Like,
it feels kind of unnecessary. Just kind of like
so this
why?
movie actually has a story that could have been like a cop drama with puppets and just kind of
Yeah,
maybe
like
been
I feel
okay.
like if they would have,
That's just so weird.
maybe
to
if
me.
they could have
Like,
just focused on that aspect of it, maybe it could be good. Because the main puppet character is likable,
right.
so it's just like I don't know. A lot of the humor just feels kind of like why. It wasn't really my like type of humor, but it wasn't an awful movie. I don't think it's as bad as like a 27 Metacritic score or whatever the fuck it has.
So
but-
would you recommend it to people, or you recommend it to a certain?
No, I mean it's an hour and a half, so sure. If you're curious, definitely go see it. But I don't think it was a really like good movie.
You think anybody maybe that thought the trailer looked good or funny though will probably be like it's in line with what you thought you were gonna get?
Yeah,
I guess.
if they just like silly jokes,
Yeah.
like that
If you
is
like silly jokes. Who doesn't like silly jokes?
You know what I mean? Though it's like I don't know. It's hard to explain.
I hear you.
But it wasn't awful. I just wasn't really feeling it.
Gotcha. Yeah. All right. So, Bailey, what'd you do?
I actually watched what am I doing? Big Trouble in Little China. Because whenever they announced The Rock stuff, I was just like, man, I kind of want to watch this movie again because I haven't seen it in forever. Tell you what, it's gonna be really weird with The Rock in it if they're doing the same type of story. But the whole movie, it's just Kurt Russell's like one-liners throughout the movie are hilarious. Like to this day are hilarious. Like I think they are so funny. So I know it's like a cult classic kind of thing where everybody loves it so much, and it's some of the fight scenes and everything. It's kind of hard to watch because you can literally see them like fake punch someone and then someone like flies
weird
away
movie.
like 3 seconds later. It's a strange ass movie if you haven't seen it. But it's cool. So I just whenever I saw The Rock stuff, I wanted to watch it again, so I did. But thinking of The Rock being the main character in a movie that I guess If it was a remake, it would be definitely really weird, but I'm sure they'll mold it more around like The Rock's sense of humor, which makes sense. So I think it'll be funny, but yeah, I just really enjoyed it. So go watch it if you haven't. It's so good. I think it's on. Well, yeah, I know you haven't watched it, but is it on something or did I rent it?
The picture of Matt Smith loaded from earlier.
Oh, hey, do you see the square jaw?
He does have. My God, yeah.
Right?
I do. He does look familiar to me too. I wouldn't be able to tell you from what.
You've probably just seen like images of him walking down streets because I feel like that's what I've always seen is like him walking down a street.
He's making his way downtown.
Ooh.
On that note, I have to leave.
See you, dude.
Bye. Good luck with your draft.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Saquon Barkley.
Don't draft any bitches, you know?
We'll see.
Jimmy Graham.
In the first round.
Yeah. Angelo, put you on the spot. What did you do this week? And it can't be whatever you think Omar did this week. It's got to be what you did. You got to be your own man. Go.
I started the anime Fate series.
Okay. Tell me a little about that.
It's about a war to win the Holy Grail, and you basically can grant whatever wish you want, and it becomes real, no matter like what. So it's basically magicians who like train for years to be able to summon servants to fight for them during this war. There's only 7 of them.
Right. See you, dude.
Bye. And yeah, it's just I like the whole summoning and them being magicians and stuff and fighting over the Grail. I think there's a new one coming out like
Eventually.
One
this
day.
week.
Really?
Sometime.
But there's like 4 series, and I'm starting with the first one, which is Fate Zero, the beginning of everything, and it's
The beginning
really
of
good.
everything.
It's only 13 episodes per.
Wouldn't it be Fate 1 then? Why would it be 0?
No, you got to start at 0.
You gotta start with 0.
You do.
Man, I'm an idiot. You're right.
Yeah.
You know 0,
You
1,
watch
2,
Mr.
3.
Robot. The first episode's always
You're
like
right.
2.0.
I know.
3.0.
Well,
All right, so you'd recommend it?
I guess if you really like anime,
All right. So everybody heard that. What was it
It's
called?
really good.
Gantz?
it's called Fate.
also though, if you want to go
Do you
watch the
recommend-
show called Gantz,
Do you recommend Gantz?
I like Gantz.
Gantz. Good
just
show.
go. If you don't know what we're talking about, it's GANTZ. Go pull it up and just
Gantz your Netflix.
and write to us
It's on
and
there.
let us know what you think.
And
Did we get
also-
mail this week? Email?
I haven't checked actually. I
Check
thought you
it.
did.
Check it
oh
while we
man, I
finish
just
this
closed
off.
my laptop.
Well, you know, you got certain jobs in here, and it doesn't really
I know, I'm
matter.
coming, I'm
if you
coming.
fuck up, you just got to keep
Also,
on going.
if you really like that Gantz
Yeah?
movie, because it's a movie, it's not
Okay.
like a series.
you corrected
Oh my
me.
being, I said show.
Panic at the Disco came out a song for them.
For Gantz.
Really, for Gantz?
Yeah, it's called Gantz.
Oh yeah. That was. I'm sorry. I'm gonna clap for that one. That was a good one.
I don't know how you're supposed to react to that.
Dogs with Guns, was that last week's
Dogs
email?
with guns? No, I don't think so. Last week was Power Rangers, wasn't
Oh
it?
yeah, that is. Why did Nick make the subject Dogs with Guns?
I don't know.
But that was the Power Rangers one. So no, we don't have a new email. So
okay. Well, that's fine.
that blows. Y'all write to us more. Come on.
It can't just be Nick. It cannot just be Nick.
But we appreciate it.
But we
Nick.
love Nick because it's Nick. And
Even
you know
though
what?
screw you because you didn't write to us.
It can just be Nick. And I tell you what, if Nick gets to 10
Emails?
consecutive emails without anybody else writing in,
We'll
then
make
we're
it a
gonna
segment.
kill Nick.
Oh.
And you don't want Nick to die. But Nick,
I didn't know where this was
Nick,
going.
You can't stop writing in just because you don't want to die. So it's a little bit of a push-pull.
Either way, someone's dying.
Okay, so
Either
for
way,
a second,
someone's
I thought
dying.
you were gonna say if he gets 10 consecutive emails, he's gonna be like part of our group.
Of the bus?
Yeah.
No,
That
Matt
too.
immediately goes to murder. So
Also, shout out to Nick. You're a really cool guy. Come hang out with us more.
Ooh, yeah.
Aw.
You should.
We'll replace Omar and Tyler for you.
Yeah, Tyler's out the door.
Yeah.
Literally out the door. He's
Man,
he's on
there
his
it
way to
is
his
at the
fantasy
literal.
draft.
So
He left the bus.
He left this bus.
We're recording this inside a bus.
we should start recording this inside of a bus. Like
Should
those
we-
decked out
should
buses.
we buy a bus?
Like, you know
we have a
those-
hard enough time getting the audio levels in this like apartment,
damn.
right? I don't think we'd be in like a fucking clickety bus.
Well, it wouldn't be moving.
cookity?
Clickety clickety,
Oh.
as it goes down. It wouldn't have to be moving. I don't know why I pictured like
No, it just has to be
we're
on a
recording.
bus.
Angelo's already like he has
Driving.
hard enough time producing it, but he's also gonna be driving.
I
And
can
I'm just
drive
like,
with a microphone on the steering wheel. Damn.
What's it look like out?
Yeah, we have like a weather segment.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna get to my honorable mention.
Oh my god, I just realized we did.
I started Amazon released Jack Ryan this week. The John Krasinski. Jack Ryan was they've already been movies about Jack Ryan with different people. Harrison Ford and Tom Cruise have played him in the past.
Yeah, Ben Affleck, I think.
Ben Affleck too. I only watched the first episode so far, but my god, I love this show. I'm hooked from the beginning. If the show would have had to been really bad for me to have not liked it, because they showed the trailer I think at the Super Bowl last year and it just looked like really cool. I was like, what the fuck is John Krasinski doing in this movie? It looks awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so good. It's so good. He's great in it. The storyline setup is really interesting. There's already some really hard hitting emotional stuff in the very first episode. I love the villain. I love the way they get his character from being like that he's got backstory, so it makes sense that he's going to be put in this position that he's in now. But at the time that this, like when the show starts, he's just working as like an analyst for the government, but he's not. It would have nothing to do with Yemen. But the way they get John Krasinski's character, Jack Ryan, to Yemen and just everything that happens, it doesn't feel forced. Even though this could work as a very goofy, over the top thing, and it may get to that point. But I just think everything that happened in this first episode was just like, wow, that makes sense. And it was just great. It was great. It was great. I love it. There's only 8 episodes. Each one's an hour, but it's so good. And
So you recommend it?
I recommend it to everybody. Watch it. John Krasinski, Jim from The Office, if you didn't know who we were talking about. Impossible not to love the dude.
It really
so
is.
if you've watched The Office, I think you'll just get a kick out of seeing him in a very different part. He's jacked now. He's Jack Ryan. What else is there to say
Dang.
about it? That's it for mine. Tyler already left, but we're still going to bring this one up because he talked about this last week, I think.
Yeah,
but
a little bit.
me and Bailey now, and Nick, but Nick and Tyler saw 2001 last week. And then I wanted to go see it because I've never seen it. Bailey's never seen it either. And then Tyler and Nick loved it so much last week that they came back. And Nick doesn't even have AMC stubs. So
He just
dropped,
paid for it again.
It is an IMAX movie, so Nick must have really loved this movie because he's paid a lot for it now. And I tell you what, I would have done the same exact thing because I cannot believe that it took me this long to see this movie. Because ever since I started liking movies like Inception and stuff back then, it was like, and you're reading about it in the comments boards, it's like, oh, this took so much from 2001: A Space Odyssey, but that movie's so crazy, I don't know if you're gonna like it and stuff like that. And so it took me this long to finally sit down and watch it. But my God.
But what a way to watch it.
Good.
IMAX?
So good. Oh, yeah. Unfortunately, as the time of this recording, that it's not in IMAX theaters anymore, I don't think. All the MCU movies have taken over. But still, so if you can't go see it in IMAX, whatever. But
Still go see it.
find a good TV to watch it on. A lot of people, though, because this movie came out in '68, probably are like, what the fuck is wrong with the Miss the Bus people? Should have seen that a long time ago. Just a really, really good movie. It's been stuck in my mind ever since. Except for the hour I was watching Jack Ryan. But aside from that, I've been thinking about it nonstop. I can't wait to watch it again. Really, really, really cool movie. But since Nick didn't write in, and we can't kill him yet, I think that is the end.
9 more
Wrapping
days
it
to
up.
go.
9 more days. 9 days, Nick. 9 weeks. He writes in once a week.
Oh, yeah, you're right. 9 weeks.
Dang, that's a long time.
That's
9
a long
weeks
time.
remaining. Yeah.
What's 9 times 7?
He's got time to plan out his last
63?
9 times 7 is I can confirm that is 63.
So he has 63 days.
63 days to live.
So live large, Nick.
Live at large. But that is the end of episode 21 of the weekly show on Miss the Bus. We hope you had fun with us, as you always do. There's no reason not to
And
enjoy
me.
the
Yeah.
time spent with our kind hearts.
Oh,
I thought they were
we're so
going to stop
kind-hearted.
at kind.
With our kind. Oh man! If you like Angelo, let us know because we're seriously considering firing him. If you don't, so yeah, let's save his job for him. And other than that, please write into us again. That's at missthebuspod@gmail.com.
Yep.
If you have anything interesting for us to discuss, we'll throw it on the show. Please subscribe and review on iTunes. We'll read those out too. People reviewing constantly, 5 stars. We have like thousands of reviews. We just didn't read any this week.
Yeah.
So don't think just because we're not talking about it. And people are writing into it's not just Nick, the whole killing. We're not going to kill you, Nick. People write in all the time, but for some reason we just didn't,
And if there are any
God, if Nick dies sometime soon,
this is going to be like the evidence.
and we're like, yeah, we listened to this one podcast. They said they were going to kill Nick.
I just picture the four of us in court and they're playing this back, and our lawyer's just looking at us like, I know y'all didn't do it, but why? Why? You've made this my job so hard.
Oh man.
And if there are any like big companies out there listening to us, please sponsor us.
Please sponsor us. We would love. No joke.
Apple sponsor us.
No
That'd be
joke.
Great.
Just like
I don't know
small
how
things,
you get
like
sponsors,
MeUndies.
but we will do it. Yeah.
I would be okay with just starting with MeUndies.
I mean, I don't think you start with MeUndies.
We start with
I think
whoever
you
wants.
start with like some kind of fucking like
But
cucumber.
like it has to be like
Cucumber.
something small, right?
Yeah, it has to be something small, something real small.
like a local.
I tell you
Drink.
what, if you're out there and your product sucks, come to us. We
Or-
will feature it and we will make it seem
If
like
you're
it
like
sucks. We will sell out like that.
If
Oh yeah,
you're-
I'll sell out like nobody's business.
If you're a company that's just starting out in the city of New Orleans,
There you go.
we will sponsor you.
We will sponsor.
we'll walk around
you.
with your T-shirts and hats and.
Whatever you want.
We get about 4 to 5 listeners, so a lot of potential growth there. But now this was the weekly show, episode 21. As I said, hope you had fun. We will be back next week. Our Better Call Saul episode
Caller.
will be out. I believe this episode's
Monday.
dropping on Monday, so it will be out later today if you're listening to this at the time that it comes out. But we do those every week, so if you're watching Better Call Saul, definitely come and check out our reviews. Until then, we will see you next time.
Yeah, see you later.
Adios.
Love you.